It's the one condiment that's practically universal. Red, sweet, tangy, served beside fries, burgers, chicken nuggets, and hot dogs. You probably have a bottle in your fridge right now. But here's the question that's confused, divided, and amused generations. Is there a difference between catsup and ketchup? Or is this just one of history's weirdest spelling mistakes? Let's open the bottle on this one, because the truth goes way deeper than you think. What started as a simple condiment evolved into a tale of global trade, linguistic confusion, marketing wars, and even a dash of culinary espionage. Yes, espionage. So grab your fries because this is the story of catsup versus ketchup and the surprising history behind the world's most misunderstood sauce. Welcome to True History in Minutes, where everyday objects reveal their hidden past. We uncover the fascinating stories behind the things you use every day. Today, we look at catsup versus ketchup. Is there really a difference? Our journey starts not in America, not even in Europe, but in Asia. Long before tomatoes ever entered the picture, the word ketchup, or catsup, referred to a fermented fish sauce used in southern China, particularly in the Fujian region. It was salty, pungent, and entirely tomato-free. By the early 1700s, British sailors had encountered this sauce during trading expeditions, and they were so taken with it that they brought it back to England. But there was a problem. They didn't bring back the recipe, just the name, or rather a version of it. Over the years, it was written down in different ways: ketchup, catsup, catsup. These weren't deliberate variations, just the messy, inconsistent spelling practices of the time. But the sauce itself? It started to change. In 18th century Britain, ketchup became a sort of culinary blank slate. People tried to recreate it using what they had: mushrooms, walnuts, anchovies, oysters, even plums. The resulting sauces were dark, savory, and often spiced. Still no tomatoes. It wasn't until the early 1800s in America that tomatoes began entering the mix. Tomatoes at the time were a controversial food. Some people thought they were poisonous. Others thought they were aphrodisiacs. But by the mid-19th century, tomato-based ketchup began to take off in the United States. It was sweeter, tangier, and had a brighter red color than the old mushroom or walnut versions. Then came a man named Henry John Heinz. Yes, that Heinz. In 1876, he launched his now iconic tomato ketchup with a focus on purity, consistency, and shelf life. No coal tar coloring, no preservatives like sodium benzoate, and definitely no mystery ingredients. Just tomatoes, sugar, vinegar, salt, and spices. It became the American ketchup. But here's the twist. Heinz called it ketchup, not catsup. Why? Well, in the late 1800s, catsup was actually the more common spelling in the US. Heinz deliberately chose ketchup to stand out from competitors who were using the more traditional term. It was a branding decision, strategic, subtle, and absolutely brilliant. Other brands followed suit. Gradually, ketchup became associated with quality, innovation, and, well, Heinz. By the mid-20th century, the spelling ketchup had won the war of public opinion, at least in most English-speaking countries. But catsup didn't vanish. In parts of the American South and Midwest, the term stuck around. Some regional brands, especially smaller companies or older labels, continued to use catsup, often because that's what their customers grew up with. For many, it wasn't about spelling. It was about tradition. And here's the million-dollar question. Is there any actual difference between ketchup and catsup today? Answer: no. They are, in modern times, exactly the same product. Same ingredients, same taste, same thickness. The only difference is the name on the bottle, and yet the two words carry wildly different connotations. Ketchup feels modern, clean, commercial, and Heinz branded. Catsup feels old school, nostalgic, regional, and slightly odd. And for decades, this harmless difference led to confusion, debate, and even a few jokes. In 1981, the Reagan administration proposed reclassifying ketchup, and yes, catsup, as a vegetable in school lunches. The idea was to save money by allowing fast food-style condiments to count toward nutritional guidelines. The public outcry was enormous. Editorial cartoons mocked the idea of serving burgers with ketchup and calling it health food. The proposal was scrapped, but the event cemented ketchup's strange place in American culture. You see, ketchup is more than just a condiment. It's a symbol. In the U.S., it represents familiarity, childhood, and comfort food. In fact, it's so beloved that studies have shown Americans consume over 10 billion ounces of ketchup every year. That's about 3 bottles per person. Globally, ketchup is often seen as the quintessential American flavor: sweet, acidic, and bold. In Japan, there's spaghetti Napolitan, which uses ketchup as the base sauce. In the Philippines, there's banana ketchup, developed during World War II when tomatoes were scarce. It's red, sweet, and often confused with the real thing. Ketchup, in one form or another, is everywhere. But let's not forget the name that started it all. Catsup may be losing ground in everyday use, but it still appears on certain labels, especially in regional markets. And older brands like Del Monte, which once used catsup but later switched to ketchup to stay competitive. Some smaller producers stick with catsup as a point of pride, a little nod to culinary history. And in a world where spelling seems to matter more than ever, it is funny that this debate is built on a word that started out as Chinese fish sauce. So, is there really a difference? Linguistically? Yes. Historically? Yes. Culturally? Definitely. But in your mouth? Absolutely not. You're tasting centuries of global trade, regional pride, corporate branding, and culinary evolution, all in one red squeeze. And maybe, just maybe, the real mystery isn't the name. Maybe the real question is this: how did something that started as fermented fish sauce become the king of American condiments? That's a story for another time. But for now, whether you say catsup or ketchup, just remember, it all goes great with fries. If you enjoyed this deep dive into food history, give us a like, drop your favorite ketchup moment in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. More delicious tales from the past are coming your way, one bite at a time. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next episode.